Chapter 1. The Mooring. The twilight settles over Brundall Gardens like a heavy velvet quilt, pulling the day's remaining warmth from the air until the evening hangs cool and still around you. You stand on the narrow wooden dock, the planks firm and solid beneath your feet, feeling the quiet weight of the moment pressing gently against your shoulders. Before you, the narrowboat rests in the water, a dark, sleek shape silhouetted against the fading greens of the sky. The air here is damp, carrying the scent of wet moss, aged wood, and the faint, earthy perfume of the garden water plants that line the banks. You take a slow breath, letting the cool air fill your lungs, grounding you in this precise instant where the day ends and the journey begins. In your hands, you hold the mooring rope, thick and rough with hemp fibers that catch against your skin with every slight movement. It is cool to the touch, a stark contrast to the memory of the day's heat, and you wrap your fingers around it, feeling the texture of each twist and turn in the fiber. You lean forward, the muscles in your arms engaging with a gentle, deliberate tension as you guide the rope toward the brass ring of the bollard. The metal is cold, smooth, and polished, waiting for your touch. You loop the rope, your movements slow and rhythmic, each step synchronized with the quiet lapping of water against the hull. The sound is soft, a gentle shush that mirrors the rhythm of your own breathing. You pull the rope taut, securing it with a steady hand, feeling the sudden resistance as the line holds firm against the post. There is a sense of finality in this action, a closing of the circle as the boat settles slightly deeper into the water, acknowledging your presence. You turn away from the dock, the damp air wrapping around you like a cloak, and face the wheelhouse. The interior glows with a soft amber light that spills out onto the dark water, inviting you in. You feel a quiet anticipation, not of excitement, but of readiness. A deep settling in your chest as you prepare to leave the stillness of the garden behind. The twilight greens deepen to indigo, and the first few stars begin to prick through the canopy of the sky, watching you with silent, steady eyes. You take one last look at the garden, the shadows lengthening around the hedges and the trees, and then you step across the threshold. The transition is subtle, a shift from the open, cool air to the enclosed, warm atmosphere of the boat. The door closes softly behind you, sealing out the night, leaving only the gentle hum of the interior lights and the quiet promise of the journey ahead. You are here, you are safe, and the world outside begins to fade, replaced by the comforting, familiar presence of the boat that will carry you forward. Chapter 2. First Light. Inside the wheelhouse, the air is warm and dry, carrying the rich, comforting scent of old leather and polished wood that has absorbed decades of sun and sea. You move toward the helm seat, your steps soft on the floorboards that seem to absorb the sound of your weight, making you feel weightless in this enclosed space. The seat awaits you, its leather surface cool to the touch, smooth and slightly worn in the places that have known many journeys. You lower yourself into it, feeling the leather yield beneath you, molding to your shape with a gentle embrace. It is cool against your palms as you rest your hands on the steering wheel, the texture rough and grippy, grounding you in the present moment. You look out through the windshield where the rain has begun to fall, not in sheets, but in a soft, persistent drizzle that turns the world outside into a watercolor painting of grays and greens. The glass is cool under your gaze, and the droplets slide down slowly, blurring the edges of the dock and the trees, turning the familiar into the dreamlike. You reach for the ignition, your fingers moving with deliberate slowness, finding the key in the familiar slot. You turn it, and for a moment there is only silence, a held breath in the metal and wood around you. Then the engine catches. It begins as a low murmur, a vibration that starts deep in the floorboards and travels up through the seat, into your bones. It is a steady, rhythmic thrumming, heartbeat that is not your own but feels intimately connected to your own pulse. The vibration grows stronger, a gentle shaking that soothes rather than disturbs, washing over you with a wave of warmth. You feel the engine settle into its idle, the sound deepening into a consistent hollow hum that fills the small space. Outside, the rain continues its quiet percussion on the roof, a white noise that wraps around the boat like a blanket. You release the brake, and the boat begins to move, sliding forward with a graceful, effortless glide. The water parts silently around the hull, and the garden falls away slowly, becoming smaller, softer, less distinct with each passing second. You do not look back. You look forward through the rain-streaked glass into the mist. The steering wheel turns slightly in your hands, the leather cool and firm, guiding you away from the shore. The vibration of the engine is constant now, a lullaby of mechanics and motion, rocking you gently as the boat drifts into the darker, quieter waters of the canal. You are leaving, not with a rush, but with a sigh, your body relaxing further into the seat as the tension of the day melts away into the rhythm of the water and the hum of the engine. Chapter 3. Pulling away. The wood beneath your feet feels solid and steady, a familiar anchor as the engine gives one final, gentle thrum before settling into a low, rhythmic purr. You watch as the rope, coiled neatly on the deck, slides free with a soft whisper against the metal cleat, releasing the last tether to the shore. The boat does not lurch or jerk. It responds to the water's will with an almost imperceptible sway, drifting backward just an inch, then two, creating a small, widening gap between the hull and the dock. The grass of Brundall Gardens, still damp from the earlier rain, blurs into a streak of deep, saturated green as you move past it, the blades bending slightly in the wake of your departure. You feel the subtle shift in balance, a gentle tilt to the port side, as the current catches the bow and guides you into the center of the canal. The air here is cooler than it was on the dock, carrying the scent of wet earth and decaying leaves, a rich, loamy perfume that fills the space around you. The water laps softly against the fiberglass sides, a quiet, rhythmic slapping sound that mirrors the beating of your own heart, slowing down now, matching the pace of the boat. You lean back against the seat, the fabric cool and smooth beneath your palms, feeling the vibration of the engine travel up through the seat and into your spine, a steady, comforting buzz that seems to dissolve the tension in your shoulders. The lock gates behind you remain shut, their heavy iron bars standing like silent sentinels, sealing away the world you left behind. There is no one else here, no voices, no cars, only the sound of water moving over water and the occasional cry of a distant bird. You watch the trees on the bank slide by, their branches heavy with droplets that catch the fading light, turning into tiny suspended jewels. The movement is hypnotic, a slow, continuous flow that pulls your gaze forward and your mind inward. The sensation of moving away is not one of loss, but of release, as if you are shedding layers of the day with every yard you travel. The water darkens as you move into the deeper channels, reflecting the sky above which is turning a soft, bruised purple. You feel the gentle rocking of the boat, a natural pendulum motion that encourages your eyelids to grow heavy. The wind picks up slightly, brushing against your cheeks with a damp, cool touch, carrying the scent of pine and distant rain. It is a quiet departure, a secret slipping away from the noise of the world into the embrace of the evening. The engine's hum is a constant companion, a lullaby of mechanics and motion, rocking you gently as the boat drifts into the darker, quieter waters. You are leaving, not with a rush, but with a sigh, your body relaxing further into the seat as the tension of the day melts away into the rhythm of the water and the hum of the engine. The landscape slides by in a blur of greens and greys, the edges softening, the details fading into a comfortable haze. You feel the weight of your body sinking deeper into the cushions, supported entirely by the boat, supported entirely by the water. There is nowhere else to go. Only this slow, steady glide into the twilight. From the gentle sway of the boat, the scene shifts to the quiet sanctuary of the cabin, where the wide front window becomes your entire world, a large, transparent frame through which the evening unfolds in a soft, muted palette. Outside, the dry outside, the drizzle has begun in earnest, a fine, silken veil of rain that blurs the edges of the world into a watercolor wash of greens and grays. You press your hand against the cool surface of the glass, feeling the smooth, unyielding texture beneath your fingertips, a stark contrast to the damp chill that lingers just beyond the pane. The glass acts as a perfect barrier, keeping the damp chill at bay while you watch the raindrops race down the surface, tracing erratic, shimmering paths as they merge and split, disappearing into the lower frame. The air inside the cabin is warm and still, holding the scent of old books and dried lavender, a cozy, dry warmth that wraps around you like a heavy blanket. You breathe in deeply, the air filling your lungs with a slow, deliberate ease, and exhale, watching the breath fog slightly on the cold window before fading away. The rain outside seems to move in slow motion, each drop hanging for a moment before sliding down, a gentle, persistent rhythm that drowns out any remaining thoughts of the day. The light outside is dimming, the grey sky merging with the dark water, creating a seamless horizon where earth and sky meet in a soft, undefined line. You feel the warmth of the cabin air against your skin, a comforting heat that seeps into your muscles, loosening the tightness in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. The glass is a shield, a quiet refuge from the elements, allowing you to observe the storm without being touched by it. You watch a single drop grow larger at the top of the pane, swelling with gravity, holding its shape for a heartbeat before letting go, sliding down to join its companions below. The sound of the rain against the glass is a soft, hushing patter, a white noise that blankets the interior, making the silence inside feel even deeper, even more profound. You feel the warmth of the air circulating around you, gentle and steady, moving over your skin like a slow, invisible tide. The world outside is blurred, softened, made abstract by the rain, and in this abstraction there is a great peace. There are no sharp edges here, no harsh lines, only the soft flow of water and the quiet warmth of the cabin. Your breathing slows to match the rhythm of the rain, in and out, in and out. The glass remains cool under your palm, a tangible reminder of the barrier between you and the elements, but it is a barrier that feels protective, not isolating. You feel your eyelids growing heavy, the warm air lulling you into a state of drowsy stillness. The rain continues to fall, a constant, soothing presence, blurring the world into a dreamlike haze. You watch the droplets race, 1, 2, 3, merging into streams that flow downward, carrying the weight of the sky with them. The cabin feels like a boat floating on a sea of warmth, safe and still, while the world outside moves in a slow, wet dance. The light fades further, the greys turning to deep blues, the greens to black. But inside, the warmth holds, steady and unchanging. You feel the heaviness in your limbs, a pleasant, sinking feeling, as if the warmth of the cabin is pulling you down into the seat, into the fabric, into the stillness. The rain is the only sound, the only movement, the only truth, and you let it wash over you, soft and silent in your mind. Inside this new stillness, the diesel hum begins to vibrate softly through the floor, a steady, rhythmic lullaby that cradles you deeper into the seat. It starts as a faint tremor beneath your feet, a subtle vibration that travels up through the soles of your feet into your calves and settles deep in the seat where you rest. It is the sound of the engine, the diesel heart of the boat, waking from its idle state and finding its rhythm. At first, The sound is a series of distinct clicks and purrs, mechanical and precise, but as the boat gathers momentum, these individual notes begin to merge, blending together into a single, continuous tone. You feel the vibration intensify slightly, a gentle rocking motion that complements the sway of the water outside, creating a cradle of movement that holds you secure. The hum grows steadier, dropping in pitch as the engine settles into its cruising gear, transforming from a mechanical noise into a warm, enveloping blanket of sound. It is a low-frequency thrum, like the purr of a large, contented cat, vibrating through the floorboards and into the very bones of the chair you are sinking into. You close your eyes and let this rhythm take over, ignoring the visual distractions of the passing dark. The sound is consistent, predictable, and utterly reliable. It does not change suddenly. It does not spike or fade without warning. It simply persists, a solid wall of audio that shields you from the wind and the rain. You breathe in, and the hum fills your chest. You breathe out, and the vibration relaxes your shoulders. The sensation is tactile as much as it is auditory. You can feel the warmth radiating from the engine block nearby, a gentle heat that seeps into the cool air of the cabin, warming your legs and your hands. It is a safe heat, a contained heat, contrasting with the damp chill that might exist just inches away from the window pane. There is nothing to worry about, nothing to navigate, only this steady, rhythmic motion. The boat moves forward, propelled by this dependable force, carrying you through the night with a certainty that allows your mind to let go of any tension. The noise is not loud, but it is present, a constant companion that validates your journey. You listen to the cadence, the metallic whisper of pistons firing in perfect sequence, a lullaby of machinery that soothes the conscious mind into silence. The vibration in the seat becomes a massage, a gentle kneading of the muscles that have been holding on too tight. Slowly, the boundaries between your body and the boat begin to blur. You are not sitting in the boat. You are part of the boat's steady, humming existence. The diesel hum is your heartbeat now, steady and strong, pulling you deeper into relaxation, deeper into the dark, comforting waters of the night. The sound expands, filling the cabin, filling your mind, leaving no room for thought, only the warm, vibrating presence of the journey. You are held in the hum. You are wrapped in the vibration. As the darkness outside softens further, your attention drifts slowly, gently, toward the window, where the steady, low murmur beneath you continues its endless, rhythmic lull, a constant, comforting vibration that wraps around you like a heavy, warm blanket. The glass before you is no longer just a barrier, but a transparent veil, revealing a world that has gone quiet, so quiet that the air itself seems to have slowed its breathing. You look out into the vast, inky expanse of the Broads, and the water is no longer a blur but a mirror, a smooth, dark sheet of glass that holds the sky in a deep, tranquil embrace. The stars above are distant and soft, their light pooling in the water below, doubling in number, floating in the liquid dark just as they float in the high sky, creating a slow, inverted dream that is both vast and deeply intimate. The glow from your own cabin spills out through the glass, a soft amber radiance that touches the surface of the water, creating a gentle halo of warmth that does not reach down but stays there, floating on the stillness, a quiet island of light in a sea of deep, cool shade. You watch this light drift and shimmer on the ripples, stretching and contracting in time with the boat's slow, steady glide, the movement so gentle it feels like floating on a cloud. The water is incredibly still, silent and deep, a velvety darkness that absorbs every sound, leaving only the hum of the journey to fill the space, intimate and close. Inside, the air is warm and dry, a cozy enclosure of safety, while near the window, the air is cooler. carrying the faint, soft scent of damp wood and the deep, rich smell of wet earth, a grounding aroma that sinks into your lungs. You rest your hand on the wooden table, feeling the smooth, solid texture beneath your palm, a familiar, steady weight that anchors you to the present, to this moment, to this warmth. The boat moves forward with a silent grace, the water parting with barely a whisper, welcoming you with open, silent arms, the stars above and the lights below creating a slow tunnel of soft illumination. You feel a profound stillness, a deep, settling peace, as if the water, the boat, the light, and you are all part of the same slow, graceful rhythm, moving together in harmony. The darkness is full of peace, full of quiet. It holds you, it cradles you, it reflects you. The warmth of the cabin feels like a secret, a hidden treasure kept safe from the cool night. And as you sink deeper into the seat, the cool air near the window makes the warmth inside feel more precious, more alive. You breathe in the scent of the warm wood, the deep, familiar smell of the earth, and you breathe out the tension of the day, letting it dissolve into the quiet air, letting it go. The boat continues its slow journey, a tiny vessel of light and warmth in an infinite sea of dark. The water is still, the night is deep, you are safe, you are warm, you are still. The light on the water pulses gently, a slow heartbeat of gold in the dark, guiding you deeper into sleep. Slowly, the images fade, leaving only the feeling of warmth, the memory of light. The water is still. The night is deep. You are safe. The gentle glow of the stove fills the room, casting long, dancing shadows that wrap around you like a soft blanket. It stands as a quiet sentinel of warmth, its cast-iron surface glowing with a soft orange breath that pulses in time with the settling embers within. The light it casts is not harsh or blinding, but rather a gentle amber illumination that stretches across the wooden floorboards, painting long, dancing shadows that sway slowly in the gentle draft. You feel the air here change immediately, becoming dry and sweet with the scent of aged firewood and heated metal, a stark and comforting contrast to the damp, misty chill that wrapped the boat like a heavy blanket. As you settle back into your seat, closer to the stove, you become aware of the radiant heat washing over your skin, a tangible weight that presses against your shoulders and back, sinking deep into your muscles. You let your eyes soften, watching the flames flicker and dance within the grate, each movement slow and deliberate, mimicking the lazy drift of clouds across a moonless sky. The heat moves through you, starting at your shoulders where it loosens the last of the day's tightness, then flowing down your spine, warming the vertebrae one by one, melting away any lingering tension. You feel the warmth spreading to your arms, heavy and relaxed, the fingers curling slightly as if caught in a gentle breeze. Your legs feel dense and supported, the heat pooling in your thighs and knees, making them feel as though they are made of warm sand, sinking deeper into the seat. The glow of the fire reflects in the brass fittings of the stove, tiny sparks of gold that fade in and out of view, syncing with the slow rhythm of your breathing. You inhale the dry, warm air, feeling it fill your lungs and expand your chest, carrying that same warmth down into your belly, where it settles like a heavy, comforting stone. The silence of the cabin is broken only by the occasional soft pop of the wood, a sound like a distant sigh, and the low, steady hum of the boat's engine, a vibration you feel more than hear, connecting you to the vessel that holds you safe. The shadows on the wall move slowly, stretching and shrinking, but never rushing, never demanding your attention, only offering a visual lullaby that guides your thoughts towards stillness. You feel your head growing heavy, the warmth behind your eyes softening your gaze, your eyelids fluttering with the weight of sleep. The stove's glow seems to expand, filling the small space with a golden haze, wrapping around you like a familiar embrace, holding you in a cocoon of peace and quiet. You are warm. You are still. The night outside fades into nothingness, replaced by the steady rhythmic pulse of the fire and the gentle cradle of the boat. You feel this rocking motion originating from the very core of your body, a slow, rolling tide that lifts you and lowers you with a grace so effortless it requires no thought, only surrender, a secure, enveloping embrace that encourages every fiber of your muscles to uncoil, to release its final grip on the day's lingering concerns, allowing the sway to take you entirely, no longer anchoring yourself with any trace of tension, but moving in perfect languid sync with the gentle pulses of the water below. As the boat rocks forward, your body follows, a soft and weightless extension of the motion, your head lolling slightly with the ease of a willow branch, your neck growing loose and heavy, the muscles at the base of your skull melting away, softening into a state of pure relaxation as if they have turned to warm wax, dripping slowly into stillness. As the boat rocks back, you sink deeper into the seat, the plush fabric supporting your weight with a firm, comforting pressure that dissolves all remaining tension, the pressure points fading into a comfortable numbness that spreads through your limbs like a warm fog. The rhythm is steady, hypnotic, a pendulum swinging in the dark with an infinite slowness. Each swing slower than the last, each pause longer and deeper, drawing you into the quiet space between heartbeats. You hear the soft, muffled slap of water against the hull, a rhythmic sound that syncs perfectly with the motion. A gentle drumbeat of nature that slows your heart rate, deepens your breath, and stills your thoughts until they drift apart like leaves on a calm river. The water slaps gently, then pauses in a long, peaceful silence, then slaps again, a lullaby of liquid sound that wraps around the boat, isolating it from the world, keeping you in this small, moving sanctuary of warmth and dark. You feel the sway in your hips, a gentle rolling that massages your lower back, easing the weight of gravity with a tender pressure, making your body feel lighter, almost weightless, floating in the air. The sway moves to your abdomen, a soft compression and release, matching the slow inhale and exhale of your breath, drawing out any remaining tightness, leaving only a smooth open space where your breath flows freely and effortlessly. You feel the motion in your legs, the heels and knees rocking in a gentle, slow circle, the joints lubricated by relaxation, the muscles dropping like heavy stones into a deep, calm lake, settling into the stillness. Your arms sway slightly, the hands hanging loose and heavy, the fingers relaxed and open, the energy flowing out of your fingertips and into the cool air, dispersing into the night until nothing remains but peace. The boat rocks gently to the side, just a fraction, enough to remind you of the water's presence with a soft creak of wood, then returns to center, stabilizing you, holding you in balance with a constant, unchanging grace. You are held by the motion. You are held by the water. You are held by the night. The sway becomes more pronounced, more inviting, a cradle of wood and steel and water, rocking you into a state of deep, untroubled sleep that feels as natural as breathing. The rhythm is constant, unchanging, eternal, a pulse that requires no effort from you, only a quiet acceptance. You drift with it, slower and slower, the boundaries of your body blurring, merging with the gentle rocking, becoming part of the movement, part of the water, part of the dark, peaceful night. The sway continues, steady and deep, carrying you further away from wakefulness, further into the quiet, warm dark, where nothing exists but the slow, rhythmic breathing of the sea and the deep, heavy peace of sleep. Chapter 9. Retreating to the berth. You turn away from the wheelhouse, leaving the steady hum of the navigation instruments behind, letting that warm, electric presence fade into a soft background murmur. The air in the cabin is still and cool, carrying the faint, comforting scent of aged wood, polished brass, and the lingering, salty freshness of the Brundall gardens beyond the glass. You step across the threshold, your movements slow and deliberate, sinking slightly into the plush-patterned carpet that muffles your footsteps, turning each step into a quiet, soft whisper against the floorboards. The corridor ahead stretches gently toward the rear of the vessel, a narrow, intimate passage lined with the deep, rich shadows of teak paneling and the warm amber glow of small, low-wattage lamps. You walk slowly, your breathing deepening with each stride, feeling the gentle, rhythmic sway of the boat beneath your feet, a subtle rocking motion that guides you forward, urging you deeper into rest. The sound of the engine, once a distinct mechanical presence, has now transformed into a distant, low-frequency lullaby, a vibration you feel in your bones rather than hear with your ears, a constant, reassuring pulse that says you are safe, you are held, you are secure. As you move toward the back of the ship, the cabin feels more enclosed, more protective, like a cocoon wrapped in silence and soft light. The walls seem to lean in gently, shielding you from the vastness of the night outside, creating a space that is solely yours, solely for rest. You pass the galley doorway, where the shadows are deepest, and the air grows slightly cooler, carrying a hint of linen and dried lavender from the storage chests nearby. Your eyes grow heavy, the amber lights blurring into soft, glowing orbs that drift past you as you walk, each one a... The sway of the boat becomes more pronounced now, not a wave, but a slow tidal breathing, in and out, matching the rhythm of your own slowing heart. You can feel the weight of the day settling off your shoulders, dissolving into the carpet, into the air, into the gentle movement of the vessel. The corridor seems to lengthen and shorten with the rhythm of the water, a dreamlike quality where distance is measured not in feet, but in breaths. Each step you take is an invitation to let go, to release the last threads of wakefulness, to surrender completely to the slow, steady pull toward the berth. The door to your cabin stands slightly ajar, a dark rectangle of invitation at the end of the hall, promising the softness that awaits. You do not rush, for there is nowhere to be, nothing to achieve, only the slow hypnotic journey inward. The sound of the water lapping against the hull becomes clearer now, a soft rhythmic hushing, like rain on a distant roof, like waves on a sandy shore, a natural white noise that wraps around you, holding you, guiding you home. You reach the door and pause for a moment, taking one last deep breath of the cool cabin air, feeling it fill your lungs, cooling your skin, preparing your body for the warmth that lies within. The transition is seamless, the boundary between the moving ship and your private sanctuary dissolving as you cross the threshold, leaving the world behind, leaving the wheel, leaving the helm, leaving everything but the slow, sweet pull of sleep. Chapter 10. Under the blankets. You step into the small, cozy cabin, the door closing softly behind you with a gentle click, sealing you in a bubble of tranquility. The light here is even dimmer. A single, low lamp on the nightstand, casting long, soft shadows that dance gently on the ceiling, mimicking the movement of the water outside. You move toward the berth, your legs feeling heavy, relaxed, as if gravity itself has softened, urging you down, urging you to rest. The bed is wide, inviting, piled high with layers of crisp, white linen and thick, woven blankets that look impossibly soft to the touch. You sit on the edge of the mattress, feeling the give of the mattress beneath you, a supportive, hugging embrace that holds you, cradles you, supports your weight completely. You reach out, your fingers brushing the fabric of the divot, feeling the smooth, cool surface of the cotton, the intricate weave that promises warmth and comfort. Slowly, you pull the heavy dovet up, layer by layer, the weight of it settling over your legs, your hips, your torso, a deep, grounding pressure that tells your nervous system it is time to rest. The air in the cabin is cool, a gentle chill that kisses your skin, but as the blankets rise, they trap your body heat, creating a microclimate of warmth that spreads across your skin, soothing, relaxing, melting away any remaining tension. You lie back, sinking into the pillows, which are cool against your cheek, contrasting with the warmth building under the covers. The sensation is exquisite, a balance of cool air and warm weight, a sensory harmony that draws you deeper into relaxation. You pull the duvet up to your chin, tucking it gently around your shoulders, creating a nest of security, a fort against the night. The weight of the blankets presses down gently, not with heaviness, but with a comforting, enveloping embrace, like a hug from the earth itself, like being held by the sea. Your breathing slows, matching the sway of the boat, in and out, each breath deeper, slower, more rhythmic. The darkness behind your eyelids is not empty, but filled with the faint amber glow of the lamp, now blurred and diffused, turning into a soft, warm light that pulses gently with your heartbeat. You feel the cool air of the cabin on your face, the warmth pooling around your body, the weight of the blankets holding you, the distant hum of the engine rocking you. All of these sensations merge, blending into a single, continuous wave of comfort, pulling you down into the deep, quiet dark of sleep. The boundaries of your body fade, merging with the warmth, the weight, the rhythm, until there is no you, no bed, no cabin, only the slow, sweet, endless drift into rest, carried by the gentle, rhythmic breath of the sea, held in the warm, protective embrace of the blankets, safe, secure, asleep. Chapter 11. You are floating, suspended in a vast, quiet embrace, where the only certainty is the gentle, undulating motion of the tide. Listen closely to the rain, a soft, steady percussion against the canvas roof above, a rhythmic hush that wraps around you like a heavy, warm blanket. Each drop strikes the surface with a delicate, muffled tap, a silent drumming that slows your heartbeat, syncing with the gentle sway of the vessel. The sound is not loud, but it is constant, a steady, soothing mantra that guides your thoughts away from the world and into the deep, passive observation of the moment. You feel the vibration of the engine below you, a low, thrumming purr that travels up through the floorboards, into the soles of your feet, and up through your legs. It is a warm, electric hum, a mechanical lullaby that vibrates in your bones, grounding you in the safety of the present. With every pulse, you feel yourself sinking deeper into the cushions, your muscles yielding to the weight of the blankets, softening, letting go. The air is cool against your skin, carrying the scent of damp wool, salt, and the faint, sweet smell of old timber. You breathe in deeply, inhaling the calm, and exhale slowly, letting the tension melt from your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands. The rain continues its steady work, washing away the day, washing away the noise, leaving only this rhythmic, hypnotic pattern. The boat rocks gently to the left, then to the right, a slow pendulum swing that cradles you in its arc. You watch the rain streak down the small porthole window, tracing paths through the condensation, blurring the lights of the distant shore into shimmering, abstract strokes of gold and white. There is no destination to worry about, no map to follow. There is only the rhythm, the sound of the rain, the feel of the warmth, the sense of being held. Slowly, your eyes grow heavy, heavy as stone, heavy as the water outside. The visual world fades, replaced by the auditory landscape of the storm and the engine. The engine's drone grows deeper, slower, more resonant. The rain's tap becomes softer, more diffuse, like whispers from a distance. Your body feels lighter, yet simultaneously heavier. Anchored by the comfort of the blankets and the gentle motion, the boundary between your skin and the air dissolves. You are part of the rain, part of the boat, part of the sea, drifting slowly, endlessly into the quiet, into the dark, into the rest. Chapter 12. Into the night. You remain suspended in that velvet darkness, the cocoon of warmth and shadow now holding you gently as the journey dissolves completely into rest. The journey has moved beyond the need for direction, beyond the need for sight. There is only the sensation of floating, a gentle, weightless drift on a sea of calm. The engine's purr has become a distant memory, a ghost of vibration that still lingers in the floorboards, a faint echo of safety. The rain has slowed to a sporadic, gentle tapping, like fingers dancing lightly on the roof, in and out. The rhythm of the sea matches the rhythm of your breath. You are floating, suspended in the warm amber glow of the cabin's dim light. The air is still, still and sweet with the scent of pine and salt. Your limbs are heavy, anchored in the mattress, but your mind is light, rising like steam. Slowly, the sensation of your body fades. The feeling of your feet, your toes, the feeling of your hands, your fingertips, the feeling of your legs, your knees, each part letting go, one by one, floating upwards, dissolving into the warmth. The boundary between the blanket and your skin is gone. You are the warmth, you are the dark, you are the quiet. The night stretches out before you, not as a void, but as a soft, deep pillow. The boat continues its slow, steady path, rocking you with a gentle, hypnotic grace, left and right, left and right. The motion is eternal, unchanging, comforting. You are carried forward, not by effort, but by the simple, undeniable truth of the tide. The darkness is not empty. It is full of peace. It is thick and rich, wrapping around you, pressing gently against your eyelids. Your thoughts slow down, slowing further, becoming like the rain outside, sparse, distant, silent. There is no here, no now, no time. Only the drift, the float, the rest. The night holds you, gently, securely, and you sink deeper, deeper into the soft, endless quiet, drifting on the calm into the sleep. The rain's gentle patter begins to dissolve, the sound stretching into a soft, rhythmic hum that wraps around you like a familiar lullaby. You feel yourself drifting further, leaving the gardens behind, floating on a current of cool, quiet air. The edges of your awareness soften, blurring into a twilight haze where space and time lose their meaning. And when you open your eyes, you find yourself in a new sanctuary. You are nestled in a small forward-facing bunk nook within the deep silence of the aft cabin. The rain is still with you here, but closer now, a soothing rhythm tapping softly against the glass roof. The air is still, heavy with peace. You are secure, suspended in this cozy nook, beneath the gentle percussion of the storm, as the world outside fades into a distant, dark blue whisper. You breathe in the calm, letting the sound of the rain guide you deeper into the night. Chapter 2. Boarding the aft. The heavy wooden door swings inward, a slow and deliberate arc that reveals the sanctuary beyond. You step across the threshold, your weight shifting from the open air into the enclosed, intimate space of the aft cabin. Behind you, the latch clicks shut with a soft, metallic snap, a sound that feels like a finality, a sealing off of the day's noise and the world's demands. The air inside is different. It is warmer, heavier, scented with the clean, dry aroma of polished teak and the faint, sweet tang of old varnish. You stand still for a moment, letting your eyes adjust to the dimness. But a gentle amber glow emitted by two small lanterns mounted near the ceiling. They cast long, soft shadows that stretch across the floorboards, creating a pattern of gold and deep brown that seems to breathe in time with your own pulse. The space is compact, designed for rest, not for activity. Every surface invites touch, every corner promises comfort. You move further in, the floorboards groaning softly under your weight, a low wooden rumble that vibrates through the soles of your feet. The air is still, undisturbed, waiting for you. You find the bunk, positioned forward-facing, as intended. The linen sheets are crisp and white, folded neatly at the foot, a splash of purity against the dark wood. You reach out, brushing your fingers over the fabric. It is soft, cool to the touch, and promises a gentle embrace. The mattress beneath looks plush, yielding, inviting you to let go of the tension in your shoulders, to let the weight of your body sink into the support. There is a sense of anticipation in the room, a held breath, as if the cabin itself is waiting for you to settle in, to make it yours. The lantern light flickers slightly, a tiny dance of flame in the glass, casting a shimmering reflection on the polished surfaces. It is a steady, rhythmic pulse, like a heartbeat, slow and calming. You take a deep breath, the air filling your lungs with the scent of wood and salt, a clean, crisp inhale. You exhale slowly, watching the steam rise in the cool air, disappearing into the shadows. The world outside is far away now, silenced by the thick walls and the closing door. Here, there is only the light, the wood, and the promise of rest. You feel a sense of gravity, of being grounded, as you stand in the center of this small, warm room. The darkness is not empty, it is full, rich with texture and shadow, safe and enclosing. You allow yourself to relax your jaw, to drop your shoulders, to let your hands hang loose at your sides. The cabin holds you, not tightly, but gently, like a parent's hand, steady and sure. The light continues its slow dance, the shadows lengthening and shortening, marking the passage of time without urgency. You are alone, but not lonely. You are still, but not stagnant. You are present in this moment, in this space, anchored by the solid wood and the soft linen. The hum of the boat is faint, a distant vibration that you feel more than hear, a reminder of movement that is far away, of a journey that is yet to begin. For now, there is only the waiting, the quiet, and the deep, settling peace of the aft cabin. The air grows heavier with each breath, pulling you down into the comfort of the now. The wood grain seems to swirl slowly under the dim light, patterns unfolding and reforming, endless and hypnotic. You stand in the center, surrounded by the warmth, the light, and the quiet, letting the stillness wrap around you like a blanket. Chapter 3. First Rock. The stillness breaks, not with a sudden jolt, but with a subtle shift, a gentle lateral sway that begins to rock the entire structure. You feel it first in your feet, a slight tilt to the left, then a return to center, then a tilt to the right. It is a slow, deliberate motion, like the breathing of a giant, sleeping creature. The boat is moving, pulling away from the dock, sliding into the dark water. The motion is gentle, almost imperceptible at first, but it grows in intensity, becoming a rhythmic sway that pulls at your center of gravity. You instinctively adjust your stance, your knees bending slightly, your core engaging to find balance. It is a natural response, a primal adjustment to the changing environment, but it is done with ease, without fear. The sway is not chaotic. It is smooth, rolling, and predictable. With each roll, your body moves with the boat, finding its center, then losing it, then finding it again. It is a dance, a slow waltz with the water. You feel the tension in your legs release, replaced by the gentle pull of the motion. The water beneath the hull makes a sound, a soft lapping whisper against the wood. It is a low, rhythmic murmur, like rain on a tin roof, but deeper, more resonant. The hull cuts through the shallow water, the blades of grass and reeds brushing against the side, a soft scratching sound that adds texture to the silence. The sound is consistent, steady, a constant backdrop to the motion. You close your eyes, focusing on the sway. It is soothing, rocking you back and forth, lulling you into a state of relaxation. The air is cooler now, the smell of salt stronger, mingling with the wood scent from the cabin. It is fresh, invigorating, yet calming. The lantern light from inside spills out into the darkness, a faint golden halo that illuminates the water just around the boat. The water is dark, black in the night, but the reflection of the light creates a shimmering path, a trail of gold that stretches out into the distance. It is beautiful, serene, and vast. You feel the boat tilt again, a slower, wider arc this time. Your body follows, swaying with it, your mind quieting as the motion takes over. Your muscles soften, your breath slows, your thoughts drift like clouds on a dark sky. The world is just the sway, the sound, and the dark water. There is no urgency, no need to do anything, only to be, to feel, to float. The motion becomes more pronounced, a gentle but persistent rock that demands your surrender. You let go, allowing the boat to carry you, to sway you, to lull you. The sound of the water is louder now, a constant, soothing hush that fills your ears, your mind, your body. It is a lullaby sung by the sea for the night. You feel weightless, suspended in the dark, held by the water and the wood. The sway is endless, a cycle of ease and release, of balance and surrender. Slowly, very slowly, the boundary between your body and the boat dissolves. You are the sway. You are the sound. You are the dark. And in this state, there is only peace, only rest, only the gentle, rhythmic rocking of the deep night. Chapter 3. The Skylight Rain. You lie back against the canvas, the fabric holding your weight with a gentle, supportive embrace, as your eyes drift upward toward the small, circular skylight set into the curved roof of the aft cabin. You hold your breath for a second, listening to the silence that follows, the way the sound hangs in the damp, cool air before dissolving into nothingness. A second tap comes, closer, lower, followed by a third, and then a fourth, each one landing in a different spot, creating a sparse, irregular rhythm that feels like a secret language spoken only to you. The air in the cabin feels heavier now, charged with the impending presence of the storm, yet you feel no urgency, only a quiet curiosity about the sky above. You watch as the first real streaks of water begin to trace paths down the interior surface of the glass, distorting the view of the stars into liquid, trembling lights that bend and flow like mercury. The tapping becomes more frequent, no longer distinct individual strikes, but a soft, whispering chorus of droplets finding their way to the glass. It starts as a gentle drum roll, a low-frequency hum that you feel in your chest more than you hear with your ears. A vibration that resonates through the wooden beams of the boat and into the mattress beneath you. As the rain picks up, the sound transforms, shifting from distinct taps to a steady, continuous patter that wraps around the hull like a thick, acoustic blanket. You can hear the variation in the rainfall, the way heavier drops hit with a soft thud, while lighter mist creates a hiss, a sibilant whisper that drowns out all other thoughts. The skylight becomes a window into a moving world of silver and grey, where the rain falls in sheets, blurring the boundary between the sky and the sea, merging them into a single, swirling entity of water and dark. You feel a profound sense of enclosure, of being sealed inside a dry, warm vessel while the outside world is washed clean. The rhythm of the rain begins to synchronize with your own breathing, each inhale matching the rising intensity of the storm, each exhale matching the gentle lull as the drops slide down the glass and disappear. The sound is no longer just outside, it is inside the room, inside your mind, filling every corner with a soothing, repetitive noise that demands nothing from you but your presence. You watch the water gather in rivulets, joining together to form small rivers that race toward the edges of the window, carrying with them the reflection of the dim interior light, which flickers and dances in the wet glass. The coolness of the night seeps through the glass, a subtle drop in temperature that makes the warmth of your blankets feel even more precious, even more essential. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the visual information fade and let the auditory landscape take over completely. The tempo increases slightly, the drops becoming too numerous to distinguish individually, merging into a constant white noise wash that smooths the edges of your thoughts, erasing them one by one, leaving behind only the rhythm, the rain, the dark. As the channel walls rise up on either side, the world narrows, yet the gentle rocking of the boat continues, carrying you deeper into the quiet, deliberate drift of these narrow waters. The walls of the waterway rise up on either side, not of stone or earth, but of dense, tangled reeds that tower over the gunwales, creating a corridor of green and brown that narrows with every passing second. You notice how the light changes, shifting from the open expanse of the sky to the dappled, filtered gloom of the reed beds, where shadows pool in the still water like ink dropped in a glass. The motion of the boat slows significantly, the wake flattening out, allowing the vessel to slide silently through the narrow passage, as if the water itself is holding its breath. You feel the change in momentum in your own body, your muscles relaxing further as the urgency of forward movement dissolves into the leisurely pace of drifting. The reeds brush against the sides of the boat with a dry, rustling sound, a soft shh, shh that mirrors the earlier rhythm of the rain. But here it is grounded, earthly, textured. They press in on both sides, creating a tunnel of vegetation that feels impenetrable, secure, and incredibly intimate. You look out of the corner of your eye, watching the vertical lines of the reeds pass by in a slow, hypnotic blur, their tops swaying gently in the breeze that filters through the channel. The darkness here is different, deeper, more complete, absorbing the little light that remains and reflecting it back as a cool, silvery sheen on the water's surface. The air grows cooler and damper, smelling of wet earth, decaying leaves, and the sweet, musky scent of marsh grass, a fragrance that is both ancient and immediate. You feel the hull of the boat pressing against the water, the resistance of the dense vegetation, the way the channel seems to guide you, to pull you gently deeper into its heart. There is no way forward but the path ahead, and no way back but the way you came, and yet you feel no need to turn, for the path is safe, the path is clear. The slowing of the boat allows you to notice the details of the environment, the way the water clings to the reeds, the way the shadows lengthen and twist in the periphery, the way the silence between the rustling reeds is profound and heavy. It is a silence that is not empty, but full, filled with the hidden life of the marsh, the quiet movements of creatures unseen, the slow growth of plants in the dark. You feel your awareness narrowing, focusing on the immediate space around you, the texture of the bench beneath you, the cool air on your face, the rhythmic swaying of the reeds as the boat nudges past them. The world outside the channel ceases to exist, reduced to a memory of the open water and the rain, replaced by this enclosed vertical landscape of shadows and stillness. You drift deeper into the channel, the reeds closing in, the light fading, until you are suspended in a tunnel of dark green and grey, moving slower and slower, until the motion itself becomes imperceptible, until you are not moving at all, but are simply part of the stillness, held in the crook of the reeds, waiting for the night to take you further into the dark, gentle, protective embrace of the marsh. As the weight of the marsh's stillness settles deep within your bones, the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves begins to weave through the air, grounding you in a darkness that is not empty, but heavy with the quiet presence of life. You are suspended in a cocoon of shadow, the air inside the aft cabin thick and still. Yet something shifts, a subtle pressure change against your skin, as if the house itself is taking a deep, slow breath. Then, a faint vent opens slightly above the waterline, a small, unseen gateway swinging inward on a hinge of rusted iron, and the world outside rushes in, not a sound, but a scent. It is the rich, heavy perfume of the marsh, a scent so deep it feels like it has weight, pressing gently against your chest, filling the small space with the memory of the earth itself. You breathe in, and the smell is immediate and grounding, a complex tapestry of damp soil, wet wood, and the sweet, musky decay of fallen leaves that have spent weeks sinking into the mud. It is the scent of petrichor, that electric freshness that rises when dry earth meets water, but here it is deeper, older, mixed with the mineral tang of silt and the green, sharp aroma of crushed reeds. The smell wraps around you like a warm, damp blanket, pulling your attention away from the visual darkness and anchoring you firmly in the present moment, in the now. You can taste the humidity on your lips, a fine mist that clings to your skin, cool and soothing, a physical reminder that you are held within the living body of the marsh. The air inside the cavern seems to thicken, becoming sweeter with every breath you take, carrying the essence of roots and stones and the slow, patient work of decomposition turning into new life. It is a comforting, primal scent, one that speaks of safety in return, of the ground beneath you supporting you even as the water sways below. You inhale slowly, letting the heavy, earthy aroma fill your lungs, expanding your chest, slowing your heart rate, syncing your internal rhythm with the slow, steady pulse of the marsh. The smell is an anchor, holding you here in this quiet, enclosed space, protecting you from the chaos of the world above, drawing you deeper into the warmth of the damp, fertile dark. It is a scent that lingers in the back of your throat, sweet and earthy, a reminder that you are part of this ecosystem, breathing with it, living with it, safe in the crook of its protective embrace. The vent remains open, a steady source of this olfactory comfort, a gift from the marsh that wraps you in its scent, guiding your mind downward, deeper into the soft, yielding soil of sleep. Drifting from that earthy embrace, the gentle scent of the marsh softens, blending into the rising chorus of rain that now begins its steady, rhythmic drumming against the wooden hull. But it is not the rain that dominates your awareness now, but the sound of the wood itself, the old timber groaning and settling under the weight of the water and the wind. These are organic sounds, natural and rhythmic, mimicking the creaking of an old house on a stormy night, known for their soothing quality, their ability to lull the listener into a state of deep, dreamless rest. You feel the boat sway wider now, a gentle pendulum motion that swings you away from thought and into sensation, the movement slow and deliberate, rock and rock and rock. And the wooden planks beneath you shift slightly, emitting low, resonant creaks that travel through the soles of your feet, up your legs, and into your spine, a vibration that feels like a hand gently massaging your tension away. These sounds are not harsh, but harmonious, blending with the rain to create a symphony of white noise, a curtain of sound that isolates you from the rest of the world. You listen to the timber sighing, the nails popping softly as the wood expands and contracts with the humidity, each sound a note in a slow, lullaby-like melody. The sway of the boat becomes more pronounced, a gentle arc that pulls your body along with it, forcing your muscles to relax, to yield to the motion, to let go of any effort to control or stabilize. You are no longer holding yourself upright. You are allowing the boat to hold you, the gentle rocking motion doing the work of calming your nervous system. The sound of the wood deepens, becoming richer, more resonant, as the boat rolls slightly with the swell of the water, the timbers groaning in a low, comforting baritone that vibrates through the entire cabin. It is a sound of age and stability, of a structure that has weathered many storms and remains strong, safe, and unyielding. The rhythm of the creaks matches the rhythm of your breathing, slowing it down, deepening it, guiding you into a state of profound relaxation. In and out. The boat sways, the wood creaks, the rain falls, and you drift, suspended in the warm wooden embrace of the night, carried by the slow, steady swing of the boat deeper and deeper into the quiet, dark waters of sleep. Chapter 7. Deepening Rhythm. You settle deeper into the bunk, the linen sheets feeling cool against your skin while the air remains warm. The small rectangle of porthole glass to your left is black, not with absence, but with a heavy velvet weight of the deep night. Outside, the rain has found its voice, a steady, percussive tap-tap-tapping against the canvas roof above, a sound that feels less like weather and more like a lullaby composed specifically for this moment. The rhythm of the boat matches the rhythm of the rain, a dual beat that surrounds you, in and out. The vessel rocks gently, a slow, wide arc that lifts you and lowers you in a seamless loop. The air in the aft cabin is still, holding the faint, sweet scent of aged teak and dry cotton, a dry warmth that contrasts beautifully with the cool, smooth expanse of the linen beneath you. You feel the texture of the fabric against your bare legs, each thread a tiny ridge of comfort, grounding you in the present. The darkness outside is absolute, making the small pocket of light and safety feel infinitely precious. There is no need to look out there, to seek the horizon or the sky. The creaking of the boat continues, a low, groaning song of timber settling into its place, echoing the expansion of your chest as you inhale, and the quiet release as you exhale. The rain drums on, a relentless but gentle cadence, washing away the day, washing away the thoughts, leaving only the sensation of being carried. The coolness of the sheets moves up your spine, a refreshing wave of relaxation, while the warmth of the room wraps around your shoulders like a heavy, invisible blanket. You are weightless, yet anchored. You are floating, yet grounded. The rhythm slows, the sway deepens, the rain softens, in and out. You drift, deeper into the pocket of warmth, deeper into the cool embrace of the linen, deeper into the dark, quiet heart of the night. The boat moves, and you move with it, no longer a passenger resisting the motion, but a part of the motion, a drop of water joining the sea, a breath joining the wind. The drowsiness comes like a tide, rising slowly, filling the spaces between your thoughts, smoothing out the edges of your mind. You do not fight it. You welcome it. You let it pull you down into the soft, dark waters of sleep, where the only truth is the rhythm, and the only companion is the quiet. Chapter 8. Shoulders Drop. Your shoulders begin to drop away from your ears as the narrative focus shifts inward. There is a physical sensation of release, a literal unclenching of muscles that you may not have realized were tight. The tension melts away, dissolving into the warm air of the cabin. You allow the lateral sway of the boat to dictate your movement, no longer fighting the angle of the vessel, no longer adjusting, no longer holding yourself upright against the motion. You let go. You slump softly into the support of the bunk, trusting the structure to hold you, trusting the rhythm to carry you. The external world dissolves into a background hum, a distant, muffled whisper of rain and wind that is no longer separate from you, but part of you. Your jaw unclenches, the muscles relaxing as the effort of speaking, of holding, of doing, fades into nothing. The air leaves, warm and spent. The rhythm of the boat is slower now, a long, languid sway that stretches the seconds into minutes. The darkness is no longer outside, but inside, a soft, velvety blanket wrapping around your eyes, your eyelids heavy, too heavy to lift. The sounds of the rain are far away, muffled by the thick walls of the cabin and the thick walls of your relaxation. You are drifting. The sensation of floating is strong, a gentle pull downwards into the deep, quiet earth beneath the boat. You are safe. You are still. You are slow. The breath continues, slow, slow, slow. The mind continues, quiet, quiet, quiet. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to be. There is only the warmth, the coolness, the rhythm, the dark. The boat rocks and you rock. The rain falls and you fall. Into sleep, into the deep, into the quiet. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Chapter 9. Weightless Drift. The heavy certainty of your own limbs begins to dissolve, replaced by a gentle, buoyant lightness that rises from the hammock's embrace. You feel as though gravity has unspooled its grip, allowing you to rise slightly, suspended in the cool, still air of the cabin. There is no weight here, only the soft support of the canvas beneath you, holding you exactly where you need to be, safe and untouched by the pull of the earth. The boundary between your skin and the surrounding air becomes indistinct, a blur of sensation where your body melts into the space around you. You are not holding yourself up. The boat holds you, the hammock holds you, the quiet holds you. Outside, the rain continues its steady, rhythmic hush, but it is no longer a sound that enters your ears. It is a texture, a thick white noise that wraps around your consciousness like a warm, heavy blanket. This auditory cocoon softens the edges of your thoughts, smoothing out any remaining roughness. You drift further into the weightlessness, your muscles feeling like they have turned to water, flowing together into the dark. The air in the cabin is still, untouched by wind, holding the scent of dried herbs and old wood. You breathe in that stillness, and breathe out any remaining tension. The hammock sways, not with a jolt, but with a slow, imperceptible shift. You shift with it, becoming one with the motion. There is no up or down. There is only the float, slowly, slowly. The white noise of the rain deepens, wrapping tighter, holding you, keeping you safe in the weightless drift. Chapter 10. Golden Warmth. A soft, golden light begins to manifest in the darkness behind your eyelids. It is not bright, not glaring, but a gentle amber glow that pulses with the slow rhythm of your heartbeat. You watch as this light gathers at the crown of your head, a warm, comforting presence that feels like sunlight captured in a jar. Slowly, the golden warmth begins to descend. It flows down through your forehead, smoothing the brow, relaxing the eyes. The light moves with liquid grace, sinking lower into your cheeks, your jaw, letting go of any tightness, your neck. Your hands, fingers, each digit relaxing. The golden light continues its slow journey, down your spine, vertebra by vertebra, melting away any residual stiffness. It pulls in your lower back, a warm, comforting weight, then moves down into your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, toes, until your entire body is submerged in this gentle amber radiance. The cabin around you seems to shimmer with this same internal light. The wood walls, the ceiling beams, all bathed in a magical, soothing energy. It matches the quiet within you, expanding, filling, warming. Slow. The warmth is everywhere. The light is everywhere. You are the light. You are the warmth, drifting in the deep night. Chapter 11. Silent Swirl. The boundaries between the cabin walls and the air around you have begun to dissolve, not with a sudden snap, but with a slow, liquid unraveling. The amber light that filled you earlier is now fading into a soft, pearlescent haze. You are no longer looking out at the world, you are becoming the world. The boat continues its lateral dance, a gentle rocking motion that no longer requires your balance. It holds you, it cradles you, carried by an invisible current that moves with the same rhythm as your own slowing breath. The rain is still falling, but it has changed. It is no longer outside. It is within. Each drop that strikes the dark water creates a ripple, a silent, invisible ripple that travels through the hull, through the floorboards, up through the soles of your feet, and into the deep, restful center of your being. You feel the vibration, soft, distant, like a heartbeat that is not your own, steady, reliable, and shroud. Eternal. The reeds are no longer tall and rigid. They have softened, their tips bending in the unseen wind, weaving together in a complex, silent pattern, a swirl of green and gray and shadow. They move with the water, and you move with them. There is no need to track the sky. The stars are hidden. The moon is hidden. The moon. There is only the sway, the rhythm, the deepening dark. Your eyes are heavy, not from tiredness, but from comfort, from the sheer weight of relaxation. The sensory details begin to blur. The smell of damp wood and wet earth blends with the scent of your own skin, warm, safe, contained. The temperature of the air matches the temperature of your thoughts. Neither is sharp, neither is cold. It is a uniform, soothing warmth, like a blanket woven from twilight. You are drifting laterally, side to side, in a dream that has no beginning and no end, just a continuous, gentle curve. The rain drums a lullaby on the roof, but you are not hearing it, you are feeling it, a soft tapping against your eyelids, a gentle pressure against your shoulders, pressing you down into the hammock, pressing you into the boat, pressing you into the night. Every muscle in your body is loose, uncoiling, letting go. And you rock. The water flows, and you flow. There is no separation, only the deep, velvety dark, waiting to pull you under, not into sleep, but into the space before sleep, where thoughts are just ripples, and silence is the only sound, slowly. The into the current take you further and further into the quiet. Chapter 12. Into the deep night. The rhythm has slowed so much slower that it feels less like motion and more like stillness. You are no longer on the boat, you are the boat, a vessel of pure rest, floating in a sea of absolute darkness. There is no wood beneath you, there is no air around you. There is only the profound, heavy silence of the deep night. The rain has stopped, or perhaps you have stopped hearing it. The creak of the timbers is a distant memory, a faint echo from a life you have forgotten. Now there is only the hum, the low internal hum of your own nervous system, slowing, calming, quieting. Quiet. The darkness is not empty. It is full of peace, full of rest. It wraps around you like a thick, warm fog, pressing gently against your skin, holding you in place. You do not need to breathe. The air breathes for you, in and out, in and out. The rhythm is automatic, effortless. You are suspended in the void. Not falling, not rising, just existing. In the deep night, your thoughts have stopped. Or rather, they have become so slow, so sparse, that they look like stars in a black sky, distant, faint, disappearing as you watch them. There is no story here. No narrative, no need to remember the reeds, or the cabin, or the light. Those things are gone, replaced by this vast, quiet expanse. You are weightless, your body has melted away, leaving only the sensation of being held by the darkness, by the silence, by the night. It is safe here, it is always safe here. The darkness is not cold, it is warm. Like a weighted blanket made of midnight, pressing down on your eyelids, on your chest, on your limbs, urging them to rest, to stop, to be. You drift on the edge of consciousness where the self dissolves and only the rhythm remains. Slow, slow, slow. The night continues without end, and so do you. Not as a person, not as a body, but as a feeling, a gentle, rocking warmth, fading into the deep, deep, deep night. The silence is complete, and you are at peace within it. The gentle rocking slows, softening into a stillness that feels less like an ending and more like a pause between breaths. The reed beds fade into mist, and the feeling of the hammock dissolves into the cool, quiet air of the cabin. You feel yourself drifting not away, but inward, carried by the same steady rhythm that has lulled you so deep. The darkness behind your eyelids softens, warming with a gentle anticipation. And when you open your eyes, there is no jarring change, only a smooth, seamless shift in the atmosphere. The cool glass pane is now against your cheek, smooth and solid, grounding you in the present moment. Outside. Chapter 3. Boarding the Quiet. You step through the heavy wooden door, the sound of the outside world sealing away behind you with a soft final click. The air inside is still and cool, holding the faint, comforting scent of aged pine and polished brass. You move slowly across the plush carpet, the fibers soft beneath your shoes, leading you toward the window seat that awaits at the far end of the living area. The space is dim, lit only by the amber glow of a single lamp in the corner, casting long, lazy shadows that stretch and fade across the walls. You lower yourself into the cushioned seat, the upholstery yielding to your weight with a gentle sigh, enveloping you in immediate comfort. Reaching for the folded throw blanket resting on the armrest, you draw it up over your shoulders, the wool soft and warm against your skin, creating a cocoon of safety. You lean back, pressing your shoulder blades against the firm support of the chair, and turn your gaze toward the glass. Outside, the night is deep and velvety. The dock lights blurred into soft, glowing orbs of gold and white. You watch as the boat begins its slow departure, the dock sliding past the window like a painting being rolled up, the details of the pier dissolving into streaks of light. You see the water darkening as the boat pulls away from the shore, the surface reflecting the starlight in fragmented, shimmering patterns. The distance grows between you and the land, each second carrying you further into the stillness of the night. The lights of the shore recede, becoming smaller, fainter, until they are just distant sparks in the vast darkness. Your eyes grow heavy, tracking the slow movement of the boat through the water, the visual rhythm lulling your mind into a state of calm detachment. There is nowhere else to be, no one else to see, only this quiet space and the gentle motion of the vessel beneath you. The air in the room feels thicker, softer, wrapping around you like a blanket of silence. You close your eyes for a moment, listening to the steady, rhythmic hum of the engine, a lullaby of mechanics and water, before opening them again to watch the fading lights disappear completely into the night. Reflecting your own relaxed form against the darkness, stillness that mirrors the sea outside. The cold glass remains a constant, comforting touch, a reminder of the world beyond the warmth you have created for yourself. You sink deeper into the cushions, the weight of the day melting away, replaced by the light, buoyant feeling of drifting. The boat sways slightly, a subtle dance of balance, guiding you further into the quiet. The darkness outside is not empty but full of peace, holding the boat in its gentle embrace. You breathe in the stillness, breathing out the tension, allowing the night to carry you forward. Chapter 4. First, gentle sway. The boat settles into its pace, a steady, rhythmic glide that you feel more than you see. The motion is subtle, a gentle rocking that mimics the sway of a pendulum, slow and inevitable. You press your forehead lightly against the cool glass, the cold surface grounding you as the vibration of the engine travels through the frame and into your skin. It is a steady, low-frequency hum, a constant companion that vibrates in your chest, in your bones, in the quiet space behind your eyes. The dark water outside is flat and mirror, like broken only by the soft, rhythmic lapping of the waves against the hull. Each lap is a soft whisper, a gentle kiss of water against wood, rising and falling with the tide. You watch the surface, the way the darkness shifts and ripples, creating patterns that dissolve as quickly as they form. The darkness outside is absolute, a velvet curtain that hides the world, leaving only the boat and the sea. You listen to the sound of the water, the soft rush of it parting, the gentle hiss as it settles behind the hull. It is a sound that repeats again and again, a rhythmic pattern that slows your thoughts, slows your breath, slows your heart. The coolness of the glass becomes a focus, a point of clarity in the drifting dark. The hum of the engine fades into the background, becoming part of the silence, part of the stillness. You feel the weight of your body sinking into the seat, the blanket heavy and warm, the glass cool and steady. The boat continues its journey, the sway gentle, the rhythm steady, the night deep and quiet. You drift with it, suspended in the gentle motion, held by the water, rocked by the night. The darkness is soft, the sound is soft, the motion is soft. You are moving slowly, slowly into the stillness of the sea. Chapter 3, Horizon Blur. The glass before you holds the night in a clear, unbroken sheet, separating the warmth of your cabin from the vast, cool expanse beyond. You lean your head against the cool surface, feeling the slight vibration of the hull beneath your palms, a steady, rhythmic pulse that travels up your arms and settles into your shoulders, loosening the tension you didn't know you were holding. Outside, the world has dissolved into a seamless gradient of deep indigo and softer gray, where the sky meets the sea in a line so faint it feels less like a boundary and more like a suggestion. The distinction between above and below has vanished, leaving only a uniform, velvety darkness that wraps around the boat like a heavy, protective blanket. You watch the mist drift across the water, thick and slow, obscuring the edges of the world, making it impossible to tell where the horizon truly lies, which gives you a profound sense of weightlessness, as if the boat is floating not on water, but in the center of a quiet, infinite void. The beam sweeps left, then right, a gentle arc of light that offers no urgency, only presence. It is there, and then it is gone, leaving the darkness to settle once more, deeper and more complete than before. The light does not demand your attention. It simply passes through your field of vision, a silent guest in the night, fading back into the mist as quickly as it arrived. You do not need to follow it. You do not need to know its destination. You only need to watch its slow, predictable rhythm, letting its steady pace anchor your breathing, slowing your heart, slowing your thoughts, slowing the world down until everything feels still, suspended in the gentle, rolling sway of the night. The boat rocks you, a cradle of wood and steel, moving with the tide, in time with the light, in time with the quiet, in time with the deep, dark, calming hush of the sea. You breathe in the cool air through the slight gap in the window, feeling the temperature shift, cool on your lips, warm in your lungs. You breathe out, releasing the day, releasing the time, releasing the need to see, to know, to do, letting the horizon blur further, letting the darkness become your own, letting the steady rhythm of the lighthouse guide you deeper into the soft, heavy, beautiful stillness. As the lighthouse beams swept across the water, a faint, cool mist began to settle against the window, signaling the arrival of a gentle rain. A single microscopic droplet appears near the top corner, clinging to the cold surface, waiting, then slowly merging with another, then another, until a faint streak begins to trace a path downward. You watch it go, mesmerized by the slow, deliberate race of the water, how it moves with a quiet urgency, gathering speed, pulling heavier strands of moisture with it until the glass is no longer a window but a canvas of liquid art. Then, softly, almost imperceptibly, the rain begins. It does not fall, it hushes. A soft, silent hiss fills the space outside, a gentle static that blends with the low, constant hum of the boat's engine, creating a wall of sound that is not loud, but thick, a blanket of white noise that wraps around the vessel, isolating you in a cozy, dry bubble of warmth. You press your hand against the glass, feeling the condensation form under your fingertips, warm and damp, contrasting with the chill of the pane. Outside, the rain intensifies, not with force, but with volume, turning the distant lights into smeared, watercolor streaks of gold and white, blurring the world into abstract shapes of light and shadow. Droplets race each other down the glass, merging and splitting, creating intricate, fleeting patterns that mirror the slow, fluid flow of your thoughts, which are also slowing, becoming less distinct, more fluid, less solid, more like the water itself. The sound of the rain is a soft whisper against the window, a gentle percussion that underscores the steady, rocking motion of the boat, a lullaby of water and wood, a song of descent and relaxation. You feel the temperature in the cabin rise slightly, the warmth of the seat cradling your body, the heavy blanket settling over your legs, your arms, your shoulders, holding you in place, holding you safe, holding you still. The rain outside is a curtain, a veil, a soft grey mist that hides the world, hides the time, hides the need for anything but this moment, this breath, this sway. The boat moves through the rain, through the night, through the quiet, through the soft, heavy, comforting dark, and you move with it, drifting, sinking, settling into the deep, wet, calming silence of the rain, the steady, slow, gentle, endless rhythm of the sea. Chapter 5. Droplet Dance. Your gaze lifts from the dark expanse of the sea to the small circular island of glass that separates you from the storm, and in that pane, a universe is unfolding, slow and deliberate, just for you to watch. The glass is cool against your fingertips, a sharp, refreshing contrast to the warmth that holds you in the seat, and as you press your thumb lightly against the surface, you feel the faint vibration of the boat, a hum that travels through the frame and into your skin. Outside, you watch a single drop form at the very top of the window, a heavy bead of water gathering gravity, trembling for a moment as it clings to the surface before it lets go, sliding down in a straight, clear line, carving a trail through the dust of the night. Your eyes follow that line, heavy and lazy, matching the fluid motion of the water outside, letting your focus soften as you track the next drop, and then the next, each one moving with a purpose that requires no effort from you, only your quiet attention. The rhythm of their descent is hypnotic, a steady, cascading chorus that drowns out the distant engine, leaving only the soft, wet hiss of rain against the hull, a sound that wraps around the boat like a blanket of silence. As one drop splits into two, branching like a tiny frozen tree, you feel your own breathing slow, in and out. Sinking with the fall of the water, each exhale making you heavier, each inhalation bringing in the cool, damp scent of the ocean air that seeps through the seals of the window. The glass is cool, so cool, and as you hold your palm flat against it, the temperature seeps into your bones, a gentle, grounding chill that tells you are safe, you are still, you are here. Another drop races past, carrying a speck of light from the cabin with it, a fleeting star in the grey world outside, and you follow its journey until it merges with the river at the bottom, disappearing into the dark ledge where the water gathers, pooling and swirling before finding its escape. Your eyelids grow heavy, weighted by the monotony of the descent, the repetition of the rain offering a lullaby of movement that requires no thought, only observation. The world outside is wet and wild, but in here, in the circle of light on the glass, there is order, there is predictability, there is the gentle, endless dance of gravity and glass. You let your focus drift from one drop to the next, losing the count, losing the sense of time, letting the visual rhythm guide you deeper into the stillness, where the only thing that matters is the slide, the fall, the rest, the drift. Chapter 6. Shifting Shadows. The light in the room does not vanish, but rather settles, softening like dust motes in a late afternoon sun, until the cabin is wrapped in a gentle twilight haze that feels less like darkness and more like the weight of a heavy, warm blanket pulled up to your chin. The air grows still and cool against your skin, a quiet contrast to the heavy cotton warmth of the quilt that drapes over your legs, its fibers thick and soft, pressing down with a steady rhythmic pressure that tells your body it is safe to rest, safe to be still. You hear the boat move, a slow, rhythmic rocking that sways you left and right, a pendulum motion that is endless and unhurried, carrying you through the gentle sway of the water, up and down, in and out, in a cycle as natural as the breathing you are beginning to match. The wood of the cabin creaks softly, a low, distant groan that vibrates through the floorboards and into the soles of your feet, a sound that speaks of endurance and calm, of wood settling into its place, of a vessel holding you securely in its embrace, steady and sure. Your muscles unwind, not with effort, but with ease, like ice melting into water, like a ribbon slipping from your hand, drifting slowly downward, letting go of every thread of tension until your jaw is loose. Your shoulders are heavy and sunk into the cushion. Your arms are limp and still at your sides. The shadows in the room deepen, long and smooth, stretching across the floor like pools of cool, dark ink, slow and undisturbed, expanding and contracting with the gentle sway of the boat, breathing with you, in and out, a quiet dance of light and dark that asks nothing of you but to observe, to feel, to drift. The cool air from the window mingles with the warmth of the room, a soft, invisible tide that flows over your skin, cooling and soothing, guiding your thoughts into the quiet spaces between the creaks and the sways, into the silence that grows deeper with every moment, every breath, every slow, rhythmic motion of the boat carrying you through the night. The light fades to a faint, amber glow, a single ember resting in the glass, reflecting the dark outside, blurring the edges of the room, softening the boundaries between here and there, between awake and asleep, until there is only the slow sway, the soft creak, the heavy warmth, and the deep, quiet drift into the velvet dark. Chapter 7. Warmth Spreads. The steady rhythm of the boat continues to rock you, a gentle, pendulum motion that carries you deeper into the velvet dark of the cabin. You are still, suspended in the quiet, and with every slow sway, a new sensation begins to bloom at the very base of your being. It starts at your toes, a soft golden heat that unfurls slowly, like dawn light creeping across a still lake. This warmth is not sudden. It is a gradual, soothing tide, rising from the soles of your feet, wrapping around your ankles in a thick, comfortable blanket. You feel the texture of the cushions beneath you, soft and yielding, supporting you as the warmth spreads upward. It moves through your calves, a heavy, drowsy warmth that loosens the muscles there, letting them sink deeper into the fabric. With each roll of the vessel, the heat pulses gently, moving higher, past your knees, down the back of your thighs. It is a kinesthetic promise, a feeling of being held, of being warmed from within. The shadows outside are deep and silent, but inside you are glowing with a quiet internal fire. The warmth settles into your hips, heavy and content, anchoring you to the seat. You feel the weight of your legs, not as a burden, but as a comforting pressure, a reminder of your physical presence in this safe, dark space. The scent of old wood and dry linen fills your nose, mingling with the faint, clean smell of the sea air that seeps through the window. It is a grounding scent, earthy and real. You breathe it in, and with each exhale, the warmth seems to expand, filling the space around you, blurring the edges of your awareness. The boat creaks softly, a low wooden groan that syncs with your heartbeat, slowing it, calming it. The warmth continues its journey, slow and steady, ignoring time, ignoring pace, simply existing as a constant, soothing presence. It is a wave of relaxation, cresting gently, washing over your body, leaving only heaviness and heat in its wake. Chapter 8. Shoulder Release. As the warmth reaches your torso, the rest of your body follows, surrendering to the gravity of the moment. You feel the tension in your shoulders dissolve, melting away like ice in warm water. They drop naturally and effortlessly away from your ears, settling into the curve of your spine. The distinction between your body and the seat begins to fade, becoming a blur of softness and support. You are no longer separate from the cabin. You are part of it, part of the wood, part of the quiet, part of the night. Your jaw unclenches, the muscles there softening completely, your tongue resting loosely in your mouth, free of any hold or grip. You breathe out, long and slow, and with that breath, the last remnants of stiffness leave your neck and shoulders. The darkness outside the window is no longer just outside. It presses gently against the glass, a cool velvet touch that contrasts with the warmth inside. You hear the muffled sound of rain against the roof, a distant rhythmic patter that sounds like whispers, like secrets kept by the night. It is a soothing noise, blanketing the world, isolating you in your safe, warm cocoon. Your arms lie heavy at your sides, loose and relaxed, fingers curled slightly, completely at rest. The sensation of sinking deepens, a gradual drift into the cushions, as if gravity itself is pulling you down into comfort. You feel a dreamy haze settling over your mind, soft and grey, blurring the lines of thought, leaving only sensation. In, out. Warm, heavy. Dark, safe. The rhythm of the boat slows, or perhaps your perception of it slows, becoming more subtle, more faint, a gentle hum beneath your awareness. The warmth spreads across your chest, a steady, comforting glow that pulses with your heartbeat. It is a feeling of deep, profound relaxation, a letting go of all effort, all control, all need to be anywhere else but here. The cabin holds you, the night holds you, and you hold nothing but the soft, heavy piece of your own body, drifting slowly, slowly into the dark. You rest your hand lightly against the cold surface, feeling the chill seep into your skin, a sharp, clear contrast to the warm, heavy blanket draped over your legs. The glass is fogged with condensation, a soft, milky veil that blurs the world outside into abstract strokes of grey and black. You do not need to clear it. You do not need to see what lies beyond. The fogging of the glass mirrors the fogging of your mind, a gentle obscuring of thoughts, a softening of edges, until the sharp lines of your day dissolve into this quiet white haze. There is no need to process, no need to hold on to any idea that drifts past. Let it float away like a leaf on dark water. The room is dim, lit only by the faint, amber glow of a distant street lamp filtering through the curtains, casting long, lazy shadows that stretch and retract with the subtle movement of the boat. You watch the shadows dance, slow and hypnotic, their edges blurred by the same mist that clouds the window. Your thoughts are like the rain outside, persistent, yes, but ultimately harmless, washing over you without eroding your peace. You are inside the calm, protected from the storm, cradled in the stillness of the cabin. The air is still, heavy with the scent of old wood and dry linen, a dry, clean smell that fills your lungs with every slow breath. You close your eyes, and the image of the fogged glass remains, a soft, white screen behind your eyelids. On this screen, there are no images, no stories, only a gentle, uniform warmth. A visualization of soft light begins to pool in the center of your chest, a golden, viscous warmth that spreads outward slowly, lazily, touching your shoulders, your arms, your legs, dissolving any remaining tension into the ambient quiet of the night. The boat rocks. The gentle rocking continues, pulling you deeper into a state of weightless surrender where the boundary between the boat and the air around you begins to dissolve. In and out. The boat sways to the left, a slow arcing movement that pulls at the edges of the blanket, and then it sways back to the right, returning to a stillness that is not still, but balanced. In and out, your breath matches this sway, expanding as the boat tilts one way, contracting as it returns. There is no effort in this breathing, only a passive participation in the vessel's ancient tidal song. The world outside is just a dark ocean, a vast empty expanse that offers no demands, no expectations, only depth. You are a small point of warmth in that darkness, held aloft by the gentle rise and fall of the water. Slowly. Your limbs feel heavy, not with fatigue, but with the pleasant burden of relaxation, sinking deeper into the softness beneath you. The sound of the rain fades, becoming a distant memory, replaced by the internal rhythm of your own breath, slow and steady, matching the pulse of the sea. You are not thinking, you are not planning. You are simply swaying, drifting, floating in the dark. The darkness is soft, velvety, wrapping around you like a second blanket, smoothing away any roughness, any jagged edge of awareness. You are part of the sway is part of you, in and out. The rhythm repeats, over and over, a hypnotic loop of motion and stillness, of tension and release. You drift further out, into the grey space between waking and dreaming, where time has no meaning, where distance has no measure, only the gentle, endless sway of the boat, carrying you deeper and deeper into the night. The gentle sway of the boat continues, carrying you further into the quiet, where the world beyond the window dissolves into a soft, velvety grey. You sit nestled in the corner of the booth, the cool, smooth glass of the window pressing gently against your shoulder, a solid anchor in the drifting sea. Outside, the sky has thickened into a heavy blanket of indigo, swallowing the horizon whole, leaving no boundary between the water and the air. The light that once painted the waves in shimmering gold has faded to a deep, matte black, reflecting only the faint, rhythmic glow of the boat's interior lamps. You feel the warmth of the cabin wrapping around you, a cocoon of amber shadows and quiet hums. Your eyes grow heavy, not with fatigue, but with a deep, satisfying invitation to let go. The glass before you is now a mirror of darkness, showing you only your own relaxed face, softened by the dim light. You notice the texture of the seat beneath you, the fabric slightly worn, offering a familiar, comforting pressure against your back. The air in the cabin is still, carrying the faint, clean scent of salt and old wood, a smell that whispers of distant shores and long, lazy afternoons. As the darkness outside intensifies, your own awareness begins to recede, like tide pulling back from the sand. You feel a gentle weightlessness settling into your limbs, starting in your fingertips, where the tension has already melted away. The cold glass against your shoulder shifts to a neutral warmth, matching the temperature of your skin. You breathe in slowly, the air cool and crisp in your lungs, and breathe out, watching the mist form for a brief second before vanishing into the quiet air. The darkness is not empty, it is full, a plush, invisible cushion that cradles your eyes. You do not need to see to know that you are safe, that you are drifting. The last flicker of visual memory fades, replaced by the internal sensation of deep, muscular release. Your forehead smooths, your jaw unclenches, your shoulders drop away from your ears. The body scan moves effortlessly down your neck into your chest, where your heart beats a slow, steady drum, syncing with the gentle lull of the boat. Each vertebra in your spine softens, aligning with the curve of the seat, releasing the day's weight one by one. The darkness outside is absolute, a soothing void that asks nothing of you but to rest. You feel the warmth spreading through your torso, a golden liquid heat that drips down into your hips, your thighs, your knees. The heavy fabric of your blanket seems to grow heavier, more grounding, pulling you deeper into the mattress of the seat. There is no urgency here. No need to look for something that is gone. The fading light is a gift, a permission slip to close your eyes completely. You feel the cool air on your cheeks, the warm air in your lungs, the dark silence around you. Your legs feel heavy, anchored to the floor, yet floating in the gentle motion of the vessel. The tension in your feet dissolves, toes relaxing, arches softening. The darkness is a blanket, and you are sinking into it, layer by layer, comfort by comfort. The world outside has vanished, leaving only the internal landscape of your own relaxation, vast and quiet and deep. The cabin fades into memory, leaving you adrift in that vast, quiet landscape where time itself slows to a gentle, rhythmic pulse. The rhythmic creak of the hull is the only sound, a soft wooden sigh that marks the passage of time in the deep night. You are adrift in the vast, peaceful expanse of sleep, carried forward by the gentle, unending sway of the vessel. There is nothing to do, nothing to see, nothing to hear but the rhythm of your own breath and the lapping of water against the hull. In and out, the air is still, cool and pure, filling your lungs with a sense of expansive calm. Out and in, the darkness is no longer outside, it is within you, a deep, velvety comfort that permeates every cell. You float in this space, neither here nor there, just drifting, just being. The boat rocks gently, a cradle for your body, a ship for your mind. Each sway is a wave of relaxation, washing over you, smoothing out the last ripples of thought. You feel weightless, floating in a sea of tranquility, supported entirely by the gentle motion around you. The warmth in your limbs is constant, a steady glowing ember that keeps you safe in the cool night. Your breath slows, deepening, becoming almost imperceptible. In, the silence fills you. Out, the silence releases you. There is no difference between you and the sea. You are the drift, you are the stillness, you are the peace. The boat carries you deeper, past the realm of dreams into the quiet core of sleep. Time has no meaning here. Distance has no measure. There is only the endless, gentle rhythm of rest. You drift slowly, slowly, further into the dark, warm embrace of nothingness. The world fades away, leaving only this moment, this breath, this peace. You are still, you are sleeping. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed tonight's stories, let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. Sweet dreams.